Hey there, Truth Seeker. Welcome to our channel and community where we focus on developing the knowledge, understanding, and wisdom to accelerate your ascension into the fifth dimension and beyond. For those returning, welcome back, and a massive hello to our new subscribers or listeners. My name is David Keratin. I am a galactic astrologer, author, indigo warrior, and EDM DJ. Feel free to check out our playlist linked below. My partner, Sana, and I work together with Galactic Astrology. Today, we will both narrate this fascinating reading. For disclosure, we subscribe to the Astro App professional astrology platform, although we are not affiliated with them for marketing. We will link their homepage in the description below. Before we go any further, what can you expect from today's reading and what is our channel all about? Briefly, we explore and interpret the 13-sign galactic astrology system, which includes the constellation of Ophiuchus. Astronomically, the southern part of Ophiuchus lies between Scorpius to the west and Sagittarius to the east. Known as the Snake Bearer and Golden Eagle, Ophiuchus lies opposite Orion, the home of Saturn. This reading is specifically about the new moon of July 29 at 5:54 a.m. here in the Southern Hemisphere, which is 1:54 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time on July 28, 2022 in the United States. Before we get to that, let's set some context. For us, astrology is the study of human behavior through a spiritual lens. Astrology connects us to the universal intelligence who speaks through the cosmic dance of planetary energies. Therefore, astrology helps us to investigate the infinite mind of Source and to align organically with the rhythm of life. Within the astrological mosaic are dozens of puzzle pieces which together form a map of human consciousness. According to Carl Jung, astrology provides insights into our individual and collective characteristics, emotional blockages, and of course, our potential. Astrology is like music, taste, and aroma. It crosses geographical and language barriers, and most people on the planet will know their star sign. When under pressure, astrology helps us make sense of what is happening, often when we are experiencing sadness, frustration, or a dark night of the soul. For clarity, we are not saying that the planets are the cause of events. Rather, they are the markers of time, and as archetypes, they provide us with a blueprint for navigating life. With that introduction, let us now turn to further analysis of this new moon. Using galactic astrology, the Sun and Moon are located at 7 degrees Cancer in a conjunction with explosive Vulcanus, the archetype for an asteroid discovered in 1966. Vulcanus has a key role to play in this new moon story. In addition, Mars forms a tight conjunction with Uranus in Aries while Pluto sits in opposition. The core messages are about identifying where we have given away our power to big business or the nanny state, who promise to take care of us just as a mother does. Consequently, we have become disempowered. Uranus and Mars remind us to take back our power and stand up. Vulcanus is like a pressure cooker. If not handled with care, the bubbling pot might blow its lid. With all that said, let's deep dive into Cancer, who represents the mother archetype. Mother in this context refers to the qualities and characteristics of the feminine mystique, which can be expressed by males and females. Most will be aware that the Cancer archetype includes fertility, benevolence, and the womb of creation. Beyond this, the mother energies also include relationships with those who guide, protect, and nurture us. Cancer also reminds us that there are times when we must fiercely protect what we believe in. Cancer thus represents our deep-seated emotional connection to all these things. When we examine the moon card in the ancient tarot, it reminds us that life is full of transitions. The card features a dog and a wolf howling at the moon. These animals symbolize the anxieties that plague our intellectual left brain. We also see in the tarot card drawing for the moon 2 towers or pillars symbolic of the paths and passage of life. The moon allegory speaks of the mysterious depths of consciousness which contain our hopes, dreams, and primal screams. Because it contains trapped emotions, the unconscious field is not for the faint-hearted. Esoterically, the moon is our soul monad containing all past life memories. She is the keeper of our personal Akashic record. She corresponds to our gut instincts, the pit of our stomach, and our second brain. The Moon Tarot shows us that peace be upon us when we actively integrate our animal nature with our higher self. In short, bringing our intellect and our intuition together in whole brain thinking. Pluto at this new moon reminds us that our individual and collective fears for survival have been ruthlessly manipulated by the economic machine. Consequently, there is tremendous evolutionary pressure building in the human genome to break free of the matrix. As a species, we have focused our intellectual power on consumerism and competition. At the same time, we have discarded the mother's archetypal instincts to nourish, cultivate, and encourage. Vulcanus and Pluto represent the metaphorical price we will pay for ignoring our feminine energies. Vulcanus, when expressed positively, represents forceful masculine energy, a powerful, muscular physique, and desire to act. When expressed negatively, Vulcanus manifests as brutality and savagery. Vulcanus here at the new moon warns us that suppressed emotions can blow up as rage or anger, hence the pressure cooker metaphor. Now we will hear from Sana.
Opposite the new moon sits Pluto, the archetype representing the transformative process of death, regeneration, and rebirth. He is symbolized by the Ouroboros, the tail-eating serpent or dragon, consuming itself in a perpetual life cycle. Pluto, as we discuss in other blogs, enters Capricorn in March 2023. His presence in Saturn's home sign kicks off a new 250-year cycle for humanity, where our cherished institutions like health, education, law, and order must be progressively renewed. Right now, Pluto's final passage through Sagittarius signals the urgent need for humanity to examine and reform our collective belief systems. Beliefs and emotions are interlinked. Pluto in Sagittarius asks us to bring to light every philosophical construct that supports our economics, politics, and social systems. This new moon therefore implores us to step forward and be the change we want to see in the world. In Jungian psychology, Pluto is associated with tyrannical control structures. He is related to our compulsions, obsessions, addictions, and desires. Our darker nature gets triggered whenever our Cancerian instincts for food, shelter, clothing, and connections are threatened. What we are presented with at this new moon is a tricky combination of fire and water, mixing in a volatile alchemical cocktail. When fire sweeps through a forest, it destroys, but it also regenerates. Fire, in this context, is the primordial spark of source consciousness, penetrating the darkness of blissful ignorance. Vulcanus in Cancer, Pluto in Sagittarius, and Mars in Aries are the fire elements being stimulated now. Think of Vulcanus as metaphor for underwater volcanoes and geothermal energy, scorching heat that can be used to power the grid while remaining dangerous and unpredictable. The new moon conjunction to Vulcanus in Cancer stirs up our primal fears about safety and protection. He also triggers awareness of how overbearing toxic masculine power thwarts our divine feminine essence. To help us move forward confidently, the new moon opposition to Pluto services where we have given away our personal and collective power. Pluto highlights where and how we are being subjugated by proxies masquerading as the maternal mother protector, claiming to take care of our safety. As we venture into the deep seas of consciousness, we will encounter strong emotional and psychological undercurrents, rogue waves and tides. It takes a determined character to acknowledge where we are on the big foot individually and collectively, and to be willing to do something about it. The secret of this new moon is to see, perhaps for the first time, that governments and well-meaning leaders, political figures, and big business, the domain of Pluto, have assumed a role in our lives that is not in our best interest. Overlighting this new moon is the conjunction to Mars with Uranus in the fire sign of Aries. We mentioned earlier the critical role of fire in the awakening process. Fire is the spark that triggers mental, physical, and emotional renewal. We are very excited about the alignment of Mars with Uranus in Aries, which will not happen again for another 84 years until 2106. Uranus is the archetype of rebellion, freedom, self-sovereignty, and liberty. He is also the guardian of the age of Aquarius. Mars is the warrior within us, the action orientation, the desire to start afresh and anew. When Mars, the ram, meets Uranus, the enlightener, the alchemy of fire and air cannot be contained. These two leave no stone unturned, and when they strike, as insight or inspiration, you and we will experience breakdown or breakthrough. There is no middle ground. Uranus manifests as sudden, unexpected change, which can be liberating on one hand, while maddening and disruptive on the other. He is the impulse which says, go your own way, make your own path, invent and innovate. Uranus conjunct Mars in Aries says, find your inner warrior and step into the unknown. These two planetary characters encourage you to get creative, to tap your latent potential and express your talents. When you combine the spark of Mars and Uranus in Aries with the supportive energies of the Moon and Sun in Cancer, you have all the ingredients for quantum leaps in consciousness. For those willing to investigate where we, as a collective and as individuals, have given away our power, you will discover why it is so vital to now reclaim our self-sovereignty and liberty from oppressive overlords. As we conclude, let us reflect. The astrological system contains puzzle pieces that help us interpret individual and collective experiences. Galactic astrology is ancient knowledge, kept secret to all but the insiders who have used it for themselves. Galactic astrology, once applied to your life, can have profound impacts on how you perceive and interpret your reasons for being. For those of you contemplating and considering what creative contribution you can make as the third dimension collapses, now is the time to go inwards in mindfulness and meditation, to clarify your ideas. At this new moon, strong emotions may surface. Among us are wolves in sheep's clothing. They pretend to be our mother protector, hiding behind masks of safety, appealing to our most basic instincts for survival. Assisting our awakening is the potent alignment of Uranus and Mars in Aries. When these two celestial forces meet, we experience insight and inspiration. A powerful vision of the divine design for your life is available now. The stars truly have aligned. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. You will also find us on Facebook at David Keratin. Namaste. This has been a production of Starkins Media. All rights are reserved.